Okay, hello, welcome to the stream. My name is Milo and my pronouns are they, them. So, last few streams we've been looking at the Skunny games from the Belgian company Copysoft from 1993. These are DOS games and represent one of the lesser of the many failed mascot characters of the 90s. This one is the squirrel, Skunny. So, yeah, we've done Back to the Forest, Save Our Pizzas. They were the highlights for sure. Last week we played Wild West, Lost in Space, and Desert Raid. Real lowlights. They were really hard / badly designed, so I didn't make a whole lot of progress in them. But I don't think that's my fault. Today we're finally coming to Skunny Kart, which I feel is a sort of culmination. Well, not really. It's just a different game. It's quite different, actually. That's part of what's interesting about it. Let's see what the Copysoft website circa... Wow, 2019, it was still up? No way. Anyway, this is after an American company had acquired the original Belgian company, and they were still selling it in 2019. That's wild. I'm just thinking about that. Like, you could buy Skunny as late as that. Well, you can't anymore. And I'll point out once more that the Copysoft logo up here is in the Banjo-Kazooie font. Okay, so what have we got to look forward to? 40 tracks? That's too many. They're probably counting different kart classes as separate tracks. I don't know. Adjustable game speed, 3D point of view racing, time trial, normal racing, battle mode. Okay. So no Grand Prix? No, we'll find out. This does support simultaneous two-player, which is fun, either with joystick or with keyboard, like one person crowding around the left-hand side and one on the right-hand side. So that's cool. I do appreciate that. In single-player mode, you'll thrill to the reverse mode view. Can't wait to see you best every single one of the 40 maps. I'm really hoping there's not 40 maps. We'll see. Roaring engines and background music will make your pulse pound. Drive underwater, make jumps, hit the turbo lanes, and much more. I assume that means zippers. I don't know what they called them in Super Mario Kart. This is a Super Mario Kart clone. You'll see this when we get into it. It's very obvious. Plenty of bonus pickups, invincible, invisible, and missiles, plus many more. The game can be played in high-resolution VGA 7. Multi-channel sound effects, 8 sounds simultaneously. That's not bad. Adjustable sound. Great. What it doesn't say is like how many characters you can play as, which I feel is always a selling point with kart races like this, but they haven't chosen to focus on that. Whatever. Oh, hi Bobinator and Captain in chat as well. Yeah, no. This is the latest capture for the site in 2019. So Copysoft, or the acquired Copysoft company, was selling these games as late as 2019, and just, I guess, assuming you'd be using your own DOS box at that point. But just for the sake of argument, let's go back to, say, 2001. It looks basically the same. Didn't change much in all that time. Amazing. And yeah, the Wayback Machine captures stop at around 2019, but I know that it's not on the web anymore. I think you can. I guess we'll just like copy the URL and see what happens. Yep, not there. Hi Gibbon, how's it going? It's absurd to charge $20 for these, package deal or not. For all 6, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. We'll get into this just in a little bit, but a contemporary of Skunny Kart in many intimate ways, Wacky Wheels, is available to purchase for $9 for one game. So when you think about it that way, $20 for 6 games is a good deal. Okay, maybe not all of them are worth playing, but yeah. And back in the day, it was released on things like multi-disc multi-game disc releases. So there's a few of these. Yeah, this is just one example. And I thought this was funny to point out because it's got a real Skunny Kart title screen screenshot here. The other ones are just sort of weird mock-ups that don't represent the game really much at all. And if you look closely at the background here, you might spot a silhouette that I suppose is supposed to represent Skunny, but Skunny doesn't look like that. This is clearly Mickey Mouse from maybe the Three Musketeers film that he was in, judging by the cape and the sword. But like, Mickey Mouse, you know, famously has an iconic silhouette, and they're using the silhouette on the box art. Just one of the many ways that Copysoft ripped off things in order to create their games. And this is where we're going to talk a little bit about the development of Skunny Kart, because Skunny Kart does not exist in a vacuum. We need to get a little bit into context here. So before I related the anecdote that's on the Wikipedia page for Wacky Wheels, Andy Edwardson and Sean Godala were making Wacky Wheels, shopping it around to different publishers. They sent a copy, including the source code, to Copysoft, who did not go through with the project, but Apogee did fund Wacky Wheels. However, soon after, Copysoft released the suspiciously similar Skunny Kart. They accused Copysoft of copyright infringement, but no legal action was taken. So that's what Wikipedia says. I found a slightly different take on that anecdote on the cutting room floor, which adds the detail missing from Wikipedia that the developer, at least one of them, was working at Copysoft at the time. But both of them link to the same source, which we have here. It's an Apogee-based... it's part of a series of retrospectives about Apogee. And I'll just read some pertinent extracts here. Hold on a sec. Yes, so it is finally Skunny Kart time, but we're going through a bit of context first. So this is from Andy Edwardson, who was the programmer on Wacky Wheels. So he was doing low-budget stuff for a Belgium outfit called Copysoft, got fed up with the meager work, so decided to work on a game engine in his spare time. He figured that PC could do Mode 7 stuff that the Super Nintendo was doing, but couldn't find any pre-existing code for that, so just sort of did it on his own, which is so impressive. Had a prototype engine in about a week that did floor painting rotation. Worked on it for a few more months. At this point, Sean Godala did artwork for it. Now, these two had collaborated on... I had it up before. So the only things that Moby Games says about these guys is Wacky Wheels and Firelocks, but they both collaborated on Firelocks for a different company. It's interesting. It's sort of a Baraduke clone almost, with this sort of spacesuit person scrolling around and shooting things. We love Baraduke here. I've translated the Baraduke to promo manga. But Kate Wheeler did a better job, I think. Anyway, where was I? So Sean Godala and Andy Edwardson had already been collaborating at this point. Andy showed it to the Copysoft crew, and they were quite excited, but they didn't come to any commercial agreement. But however, Apogee's president saw the screenshots that Copysoft had put up, contacted Copysoft, and then there was a fight about royalties. And the demo disc that Andy had left with Copysoft had the C++ source code. An agreement was reached. They paid out Copysoft, so as far as Andy and Sean were concerned, they were done dealing with Copysoft. Maybe we should zoom in on this so you can see a little better. And then there's, more anecdotes about the development. It was pretty interesting. The Apogee helped them to make Wacky Wheels better in terms of music and other things. There's a bit down here. No, where's the bit about the dope fish? So yeah, dope fish was sort of inserted as an Easter egg in various Apogee games. I think it originates from Commander Keen or something. I don't remember. But this, I read, was the first game published by Apogee that had the fish as a cameo. And it went on to appear in many other things, including like Doom Eternal even. But this was the first one, so that's kind of a point of history. And they talk about adding modem play and other things. And then finally, down here, the bombshell hitter Scott faxed us that Skunny Kart, a game from Copysoft that used my engine, had hit CompuServe. Etc. So this says that there was a legal wrangle, but this says no legal action. So I don't know if that means there wasn't like a court case, but there was still like lawyers talking about it. But anyway, and he was very angry about this. There was no way Copysoft had the ability to write an engine like that from scratch. In a perverse way, it taught me a valuable lesson. I was very hurt by it all, and it still bothers me to this day. In hindsight, we were very stupid and should have known better. So, yeah. If you want more information on the details about the sort of assets in Wacky Wheels, comparing them to Skunny Kart, the TCR article is very thorough and goes into a lot of stuff about the similarities. So it's not just, the word of these people behind the scenes. You can look at screenshots of both games, the prototype Wacky Kart, which we have access to while it was in development, nominally for Copysoft, going to the Apogee final release of Wacky Wheels, going to Skunny Kart, which is Copysoft's sort of clone of Wacky Wheels using the code. And we've even got like images of the races, comparing them, how they were kind of tweaked from existing assets, etc. Yeah, and then track layouts as well. So that's all there to comb through, and very interesting stuff. So what I'll do now is play some Skunny Kart, and then after we're done with that, I'll do a little bit of Wacky Wheels to see the difference in action, in motion. And also, interestingly, there is a HD remake of Wacky Wheels that's up for free on itch.io, so we can maybe cover that at the end as well. So that's really cool. Right. So, with all that being said, and that was a lot of stuff up front, I apologize. But now we can play some Skunny Kart. So, Skunny Kart. You know what's cool about kart races is having all these, having all these playable characters, maybe from other games in the series, coming together, and you can pick your favorite. Maybe ones that wouldn't be playable elsewhere. When you look at the series of Skunny games that we've covered so far, like, who do you think would be playable in it? Maybe an alien from Lost in Space. Definitely Rosie, for sure. She was a playable character in Back to the Forest. Maybe Chef of Cortez from Save Our Pizzas. Well, bit of a spoiler from the TCRF article, but none of those people are in the game. Like, how do we... this button? Yeah. Can I just get to a character selection screen? What's going on? It's very late in. So these are the playable characters. A bunch of nobodies and Skunny. So apparently, according to the TCRF article, Skunny is edited from a raccoon character who was in Wacky Wheels, or the prototype version Wacky Kart. The others, we've never seen any of these idiots before. Like, what's going on? We can get a bit more into that in a second. I'll go back to the start and have a look at the instructions and the menu and stuff. Australia Cup is the default cup. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. It's also the easiest one. Maybe that says something as well. Octopus with a hard hat is awesome. We should backport them into the other games. Now that would be interesting. Then they would have a place in the Skunny series. Abort! Okay, so let's go through the menu here. As you can see, it's very different from the other Skunny games, which all kind of shared a menu look and style and even content within some of these sub-menus. This is not a shareware game, that's right, I own this legit. Edisys is the Belgian parent company of Copysoft, of course. There's the 1 and 2 player buttons. Instructions. Yeah, all these other characters are from another timeline from Skunny Save Our Pizzas. Yeah, the one where I guess he didn't save the pizzas. Oh wait, we did that. Yeah, okay. Credits, I guess? Yep, these people definitely made this game from scratch. Good for them. Well, you know, they put work into it, so let's not diminish them too much, but they were ripping off somebody else's code to do it. I don't know who Rational Systems is. I think that might be the company that... Oh, I closed the tab. Sort of the successor company that made Skunny Special Edition. No, it wasn't. That's somebody else. Never mind. Okay. What else? Setup. This is important. Sound Blaster, please. We can adjust that volume level if it's not good. Oh, we can up the resolution. High res, please. Difficulty, maybe normal will be okay. Let's find out. But game speed 50%. Kick it up to 100, why not? The kerning is off after every E, there's a larger gap. Yeah, you're right. Also after A, it might just be a monotype font where the letters are kind of hanging quite far to the left in their box, because they all line up with each other. But yeah, I guess that is a kerning issue, not a thing. Something. Track high scores. Alright, I think we're ready to go, so kart race, I guess. 1 player game. Start with 50, and yes, as we said, Australia Cup is the default. And each cup has multiple tracks, so maybe there are 40, but yeah, that feels like it's too much. Make me small, make them small. Turbo, don't take this, don't take this. Why not? It doesn't say. Invincible, what is that, like a genie lamp? To win time, to lose time. Seeking missile, invisible pickup, bomb bonus. This is so strange. Anyway. Does the map remind you of... Well, it reminds me of Super Mario Kart. Alright, let's pick a character. Potame, slow. Raggy, medium. That's a giraffe. Raji? It's like an anagram. Nacard, a duck. And that's an anagram of canard, which is the French for duck. Gondra, an anagram of dragon. Golfy, who seems to be a lady beetle of some kind. What's that an anagram of? I assume they all are. Golfy. Golfy. Skunny is fast. Pussy, it's an octopus. Pussy. Okay, moving on. Handbag. The only one that's kind of a pun, I guess, because it's, I think, a crocodile, which is an allusion to using their skin to make leather goods. Hooray! Alright, we have to pick Skunny for the first one, but we can pick other characters as we go through the other cops. Because obviously this is the Skunny stream, so we gotta see what Skunny is like. Oh, you can see him spinning around. Very cool. A Triceratops. I figure it's a crocodile. Maybe we can try and have a look at the characters as we go. Whoops. Hold on, I forgot. I have a special mapping for this game set up in Joy to Key. Okay, we're good. So now I can actually drive. Continue. Holy! Okay, 100% is wrong. Oh, this is bad. What? Why is this 100%? It should be like 500%. Alright, I guess I have to quit, right? Good grief. I can't change that from within the game, so we need to go back to the menu. Abandon. Oh boy. The noise was bad? I could turn it down. Alright, so I guess we'll go back to 50%, which was the default. Ridiculous. Okay, back to car race. The sound might not be so bad if it's running at an intended speed. Okay. Better drop a save state here. Oops, I haven't set up the save state functionality properly. And whoops, this one, yep. Okay, that should be fine. This is not a map of Australia. Don't try and fool people, Captain. You drongo. Oh boy. What? Why can I not turn right? Am I Zoolander? Maybe it's something to do with like sticky keys. Oh boy. Alright, hold on. I set this up, but it's just... I'm not an ambi-turner. So setup. No, not setup. Instructions? Yeah. Yeah. Car left control, car right alt. Acceleration shift utility tab. This is the worst control scheme ever of all time. Ridiculous. But that's exactly what I've mapped to my controller, so maybe I can change the setup keyboard. What? Hang on. Oh, so I guess if it recognized a joystick or a gamepad, that would be an option here, but it doesn't, so it's not. Right alt? Maybe, but it feels like you're supposed to like crowd around that side of the keyboard, you know? I'll add that to my mappings and see if it works. But it's all sort of clustered around the very far left, right? Okay. So I haven't changed anything, so I'll just load this state. Oh, frick. So it's actually working on the keyboard, but not on my controller with Joy-to-Key, which is really strange. What else can I do? Well, I guess I can use the keyboard. Hold on. Alright, cool. I'm racing. Ow, ow. And tab to use an item. Oh my god, that's horrible. Oh yeah, tab. And alt to go right. You know what that does? Alt tab. This is just like that Barbara Is You spin-off I was playing where you had to press alt and F4, but not at the same time. It's just like that, only it's not an intentional troll.
I'll be back.
I'll be back! Oh my god. Well, I am in 8th position. This is just chaotic. Very chaotic. How many laps is it? Okay, just because of control issues. Alright, see you, Cat. I think I'll turn it down to easy. I think that's a good idea. Are the ghosts an item that was used, or are they just part of this track? The many ghosts of Australia. Yeah, I sure did rank out. So as long as we can race effectively, we shouldn't need to use items too much. So that should mean that the alt-tab problem won't be as much of a problem. Wait, the same track again? Oh, because I ranked out. Yeah, it didn't let me advance. I do like this bee. I think that's a very charismatic bee. Alright, so we're gonna just quit quickly and hit it down to easy. Wait, what? Did I tell to retry? Oh, stop. How many characters were there in Super Mario Kart, by the way? Did they have a full 8? Mario, Luigi, Toad, Peach, Yoshi, Bowser, Koopa. How many is that? I lost count. Setup. Easy pleasy, thank you. Alright. Nothing else that I can change would affect the game. I'm really concerned about this joy to key thing. I guess I could put it in a 2-player mode, but then half the screen would be just one player sitting there. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna do it the hard way. Yeah, I guess that sort of protrusion up in the top right, that's Queensland, sure. And down there where it sort of curves in a bit, that's the Great Australian Bight near South Australia. Classic. Okay. Oh, and since these characters were sort of overriding existing characters from Wacky Kart, that's why Skunny's in the 6th position, because the raccoon was in the 6th position, and it's weird that they didn't change that. Maybe they couldn't change it. Okay, Control, Alt, and Shift. Here we go. That's why it said don't hit this. This isn't an item, it's just sort of a stage hazard. This mouse that hits you with a baton. Can you get it off? Is there a way to stop getting hit by the mouse?
Oh boy. I'll be back.
Oh, do these all happen automatically? Some of them do. Oh, but I have a potion in reserve now, so I'll just use that. Now, we have noticed before the use of sort of voice clips taken from other sources in the Skunny games. And we noticed that's happening as well here. TCRF has a little paragraph about that. Some of the sources of them, obviously I'll Be Back from the Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger. But there's... I'm sure that bounce sound effect is from something. Where do I need to place? I qualified by getting 4th. Thank goodness. What else did TCRF say about it? Asset borrowing. Just to show you what I'm reading from here. Sound effects notably feature a number of generally poorly edited voice clips from Bart Simpson saying, "Aw man," Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny, "What's up," Porky Pig, "That's all," etc. Wow. Good old Copysoft living up to their name once again. Alright, so we did qualify. And we're on track 2 of Australia. Let's go. Ooh, okay, a bit more complicated. Oh, damn, my wrist is already starting to hurt from this awkward keyboard position that I have to do. Why can't Joy-to-Key just behave itself? Okay, let's go. I can't believe Rosie is not in the game at all. It's ridiculous.
Oh, man.
That was Bart Simpson for sure. I'd recognize Nancy Cartwright anywhere. That's who played him, right? Okay. It's actually doing quite well this time. And of course, as with all kart races, you just hold accelerate the whole time and turn. That's the key to winning, of course. Not really, but I just have so little muscle memory around holding shift and then pressing Ctrl and Alt that I feel that if I let go of shift, I'll never find it again, you know? It's just such a strange setup. Maybe if I'd told DOSBox that there was a key, there was a joystick attached. But then, yeah, I don't know how that works exactly. Joy-to-Key's been fine so far for pretty much anything I've asked it to do. I don't know why it's cramping out on this in particular. Oh yeah, I should also test if right alt can turn me. No, it doesn't. So only left alt suffices to turn you right. So strange, so bizarre. Well, we've managed to stay in first place all the way. Okay, I hit alt tab, hold on. That's my bad. No, this way. Ah! This is so hard. The control scheme with Control and Alt and Shift and Tab. It's so bad. I cannot tell you how bad it is. There we go. So it says all man when you hit anyone with it, which implies that all the characters have the same speaking voice. Which is kind of interesting. This has worse graphics than Mario Kart, so as a kid I thought that Mario Kart came later and it was a rip-off of Skunny Kart. Wow. Wow. Imagine that. Just having no understanding of, like, the context of these games and who made them and things, and just going off graphics, like, thinking that Skunny Kart was somehow an internationally recognizable thing that had influenced other developers. That is the wisdom of youth. That is something that only a child could have thought, and I love it. Okay, we might have to actually experiment with taking my hand off the accelerator. Ooh, yep, and I immediately hit caps lock. See, I knew this would happen. Keyboards are just not suited for some games, especially with the way this one is mapped out.
Hi, man.
What?
Hi, man.
Hi, man. Another Bart Simpson clip, it sounds like. Oh, bizarre. Oh, the little snorkel when you go underwater, that's cute. Okay. I don't remember what the clocks do. There was that primer on the character select screen, but I already forgotten. Alright, so we're not having sticky keys issues because I disabled that at a system level, but I am having a nice little Windows 11 feature popping up. I guess if you press, well, I don't know what buttons exactly brought it up, but some combination of Control, Alt, and Shift opens the language keyboard picker. So now it's cycling between English Australia and English United States. You know, just in case you wanted to change between them. There's a keyboard shortcut for that, and I've activated it. Luckily, it's not actually hampering the game in any way, so we'll just leave that in the corner of my screen. Thank you, Windows. Screw Windows 11. Yep. I gotta say, compared to my experience with Windows 10, my experience with Windows 11 hasn't been that different, so... Oh boy. Crashed into a frog there. I wouldn't say, as far as my time with it has been, it's significantly worse, but it's still Windows, and Windows has all the Windows problems that Windows has, and always has had. Maybe not always. That's kind of the thing. Alt-Shift. That's been Windows standard for over a decade. Shows you how much I use Windows. Okay. Alright, cool. Well, we did manage to qualify. I don't know if we're going to hit the top of the table, but... yeah. If tracks are locked behind, like, unlockables and performance and cups, we might be having an issue. We'll find out. So here we are in the deserts of Australia with all those volcanic craters that our country is so famous for. Yeah. Also the dark void of nothingness. Oh, is it a big like tar pit? Because there's also like puddles of oil or tar on the track. Boost. Okay, boosted straight into a wall. No! That's a hole! Get out of the hole! So it is the dark void of nothingness. After all. Oh my god. Now, I really hate Super Mario Kart. I think it's a bad game that just is not living up to the ambitions, and they didn't get there until 64. But even by the standards of that kind of game, this is not a great example. And I hope you can tell that from this footage. Shoot it! You gotta hit it twice. But maybe you need a target, actually. Can you go, please? My goodness. Well, there's my language picker again. Hit the guy. Shoot!
I'll be back.
See, you bring up the cursor, and then I think you have to press it again to fire the missile. But it's just not happening, which means I can't pick up any of the other power-ups, including invincibility. You do need a valid target. That's ridiculous. I hope to show what invisibility looks like at some point, but it really is dependent on whether I'm able to pick it up. Not the hole, not the void. Oh, this is bad. And then the cursor just disappears after a little bit. Yeah. It barely slowed them down! How are they supposed to help at all? And I've got another one already. There. See, they just still keep driving. It barely helps. Ugh. Okay, I alt-tabbed. Because I was trying to shoot my missile in a vain attempt to try and pick up some other more useful item. Oh no! Oh boy. Okay, it's gonna make me do the race again. Because I failed. Ugh, this track is... all the sharp turns mean you're running into walls constantly, and then there's the pits. And apparently everybody else is able to avoid all this issue somehow. You know what? Maybe picking Skunny, the fast character, is actually screwing us over on this one, because my speed means I'm going to run into more walls, maybe. Oh, I just missed that clock. Not the missile, no! What was that? Some USB thing disconnected. What was it? Maybe my controller, which I'm not currently using because it didn't work. Shoot. Shoot. Oh. Not the mouse. Maybe it's a kangaroo. Okay, we have... Okay, so you played this so much as a kid. Any tips for me on how to do well? Oh, maybe I can reduce the game speed even more, so I'll have better reaction time. I guess I could try that. Get off me! How long does the mouse stay there? Oh, I got an abracadabra, which sounded a lot like Bugs Bunny. But it doesn't protect you from hazards. That's the invisibility power-up, but what does it do? Let go! Can't make out what that voice clip is supposed to be. How do I remove the mouse? I've had the mouse before and I've somehow managed to remove it that time. But I don't know what I did. Okay, I've tried ramming into someone else by accident. And that did not remove the mouse. Maybe if I fall in a pit. Although I'm loath to put myself at any more of a handicap at this point. We are in the last lap. There is a way to do it, I think. Gee, you're a great help. Mashing tab doesn't work. Oh, there's like a little skid if you turn a lot. That's fine. Don't like the missile. Wow, amazing. Oh, going back and forth? I could try that next time. But not this time. I think we'll call that a disqualification from the cup and we'll try a different cup or mode or character or something. Yep. Skunny's quite cute in this game. But I feel like the other characters aren't as good looking, don't even match the same art style. They don't have the same outline style, for sure. Abandon. Okay, so there's really nothing we can change, so we'll just jump back in. Wonder what battle zone is actually. Against computer. Battle 1. 5 tracks to select from. So this will just be like the Super Mario Kart battle courses, right? Yeah, it's not a... It's a racetrack that they've put walls all over. Okay, I guess you can't see the outline difference because we're in a black background here. Let's pick Golfy the Bug this time. Oh, we get to pick our computer opponent. Giraffe. Hunched over, terrible posture. Oh wow. So the help file for this game contains an electronics schematic for building a custom Skunny Kart joystick. That's incredible. So you don't get previews of these from the track select screen, but yeah, it's battle mode. Yeah, I'm not doing the wrong way. Oh man. Right, end at Giraffe, end me. Where did they go? Putty tap. Putty tap. It's Twitty and Sylvester. What's that one called? Are they just Looney Tunes? the Sylvester and Tweety show or whatever. Oh, there's a jump over that wall. Okay. Yeah, Gibbon also suggested mashing left and right. Well, we can test it. Mash left and right. It worked! Huh. Okay, we figured out how to get rid of the mouse. That's great. Huh. Hang on a sec. Are you getting this from the help file? Because we can access that. It's in the same folder. Whoa! Oh, that's so good. The anti-art of Skunny. Ha 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 ha. Oops. Help me. Okay. Strict quality checks. Is it in here? Joystick problems. None of these are my problems. And none of this tells you how to play the game either. Yeah, here's that schematic. Wow. That's it. Skunny.doc. Yeah, no, the gameplay stuff I meant. Skunny K. No, not exe.doc. Can DOSBox do this? I guess not. Oh, but if I have the files, so hold on. Copysoft. .doc. Hopefully I've got something that can open this. Notepad? Oh, yeah, that worked. All right. Okay. I don't know why it looks like that, but so here's the difference between the driver descriptions. Slow, speed and acceleration, but nearly no skidding. Medium, a bit more skidding. Fast, really hard to drive, especially on ice tracks. So a slower one with more control might be better. Practice. 3 lives to run the 5 tracks. God, the body gender pronoun enforcement really gets my grits. Red clock adds 5 seconds. There's a time mechanic. Red clock adds 5 seconds. Magenta removes 5 seconds. Advantage. I'd call it purple more than magenta, but yeah. Oh, there's a release date in the version.doc. First release, 15th of the 9th, 94. 94, so it's, yeah, a year after most of the other Skunny games. Interesting. A magenta bottle makes others small. Very useful. Use the up down on joystick only, or left right, to adjust the target. So joystick players get an advantage. The bear. Okay, it's not a mouse, it's a bear. It really doesn't look like a bear. Glue to the player and slow them down. Player must use left right very quickly to remove them. Invincible is what we really want. It only lasts 5 seconds though. Invisible, useful in battle mode. So why is it all over the place in the race mode? It's only useful against other players, I feel like. It probably doesn't affect the CPU. The ghosts will stop the player when they are down. What? A devil will appear if you drive the wrong way. And the banana ripped off straight from Super Mario Kart. Don't take a missile if you're in first position. You'll not be able to take another useful pickup. Gee, thanks. Just let me shoot it. Why require a target? There are holes that stop the play for 3 seconds. You'll automatically get out. Yeah, oil slick, turbo, jump. The website said that underwater driving was like a feature, but it's kind of a hazard, really. Yeah, no, Mario Kart did steal this from Skunny, you're right. That is the order. The best playing method is drive as fast as you can, take all magenta pickups and use them, bottles. Take and use all the invincible pickups, will perhaps save you from a bomb or a red pickup. This will also allow you to go through obstacles, etc. Don't take any red pickups. Collect all the coins. Great. Thanks. Oh, it's not like you time out. It actually removes, the magenta clock removes time from your final, like, race time. So you can change position after the race is over once the clock is applied. How strange. And you get 5 coins to get points. Can that keep you in if you haven't qualified, maybe? Even bad players can still make very good scores if they play cleverly. I feel targeted by this remark. Yada yada yada, battle. When you first try the game, don't be surprised if it is a bit difficult. You need to practice. Screw you. At the beginning, don't try to use pickups, just try to stay on the road and to drive straight. If you have a Gravis gamepad, like Nintendo's, use it. It is much better for this type of game. Choose a slow driver to start and choose practice mode. Have fun. They literally call out Nintendo in the README without admitting that they're actually ripping off Super Mario Kart, of course. Just referring to the gamepad. How do I make DOSBox think I have a Gravis gamepad? Well, that was a real eye-opener, this README, so thanks for the tip. Incredible stuff, really. Okay, let's jump back in. We've learned a lot about how to play. Buy a dual joystick connector. Yeah, joystick not found. Alright, maybe we can adjust the game speed a little more. We'll pick a slower character. We know a bit more about what the items do now. Do you have to press enter to make that screen continue? Okay, setup. Does the game speed go lower? It does. 20%? Maybe that's a bit low. Let's try 30. It did say do practice. Oh, I can't go back if I've picked an option, so we're stuck now, I guess. Alright, I think we've seen enough of Australia. Let's go to Europe. And we want to pick a slow character. Wow, well, Europe's very pink. I like it. So, slow would be the hippo, the duck, or the octopus. Now, it's quite rare that you get to play as a cephalopod in a game, whereas there's a lot of duck games. Hippo games, not so much as well, but yeah, like cephalopod. That's great. And it's not a hard hat, it's like a red cap like Diddy Kong. Even though this game has nothing to do with Nintendo, of course. Right, so we're at 30% game speed now. Hopefully that gives us a little more time to react to things. Yeah, this does feel better, honestly. And I managed to accidentally grab a magenta clock, which will affect my final time. Oh, that's somebody saying missile. It's just so crunched down you can barely hear it. Shoot! Excellent, excellent. But as you can see, it barely affected anything. I hit Skunny, who was in first, but he's still in first after getting hit by the missile. really didn't help much. Okay, well I feel a bit more confident about this. We might have even benefited from going down to as low as 20%, but I think we're okay for now. Presumably the tracks get harder as the cops advance. Sound effects. Incredible. Don't mind the soundtrack. Whoops. Yeah, this is that muscle memory issue. I'm really not used to shift for go and control alt to turn. So I will make mistakes. Okay, I accidentally picked up a red clock, negating my use of the magenta clock earlier. I really don't know how you're expected to cope with the higher game speeds if you pick those as an option. Oops. Maybe it would look or run different on a slower computer rather than some kind of theoretical maximum speed computer that we have here in DOSBox. But like, it's so far beyond human reaction time at that point. It seems very strange. Okay, well we're doing a lot better. Maybe a slow character was all it took. I feel like this course design is actually... like, I'm not running into walls all the time. There's a lot of space before we get to the wall. In sort of an off-road zone. Hooray! I came first! How about that? Pretty sick. Alright. Let's advance through Europe. Again, I don't mind the soundtrack. It's pretty cool. Okay, we don't really need coins. You sort of just blunder into things. It's part of the scaling effect that these kinds of games use. Can make it hard to see objects because they start very small and they sort of ramp up in level of detail. So things can sort of surprise you, especially with regards to your position relative to the object, right? Okay, the shortcut. We got through it. Pretty good. The clock mechanic is so strange. I've never seen that in any racing game ever. Finding an item that will like reduce your final time such that your position can actually be different from what is initially displayed, or like from what you see of your relative position to other races.
Oh man!
Very strange. Very interesting. Retire. Retire. It's like Mr. Bean saying the song. I wish we could turn the lap count down as well. Just the inflated race length. Super Mario Kart also had lots of repetitions, didn't it? Because like in 64 it's very standard 3 laps on each course every time. But yeah, I haven't played much Super Mario Kart, but I think it did have higher lap counts for its races. Okay. Is this Europe? This looks like Monument Valley. Okay. Looks like Nevada. What was that? Because I was small, I was getting bullied by the other races? Or can you not jump over a jump if you're small? Guess I'll never know. Hocus Pocus sounds pretty good to me. Want some? These voice clips, it's kind of hard to identify some of them. But yeah, I believe that they're all stolen from cartoons and sources, other sources. The Terminator by James Cameron. Or was James Cameron Terminator 2? I forget. Was it Ridley Scott? Or is that Alien? Oh my god. Where will this end up in your top 5 games of all time? Yeah, maybe number 5? Probably lower than that actually. Yeah, definitely lower. Somewhere below 5 then. Yeah, sorry to say. If this is a childhood favourite of yours, I can only apologise. Clearly it's my lack of skill that's causing me issues here. The frog. I don't mind this octopus character. They're pretty cute. Just arms flailing in the sky all the time. Just outstretched. Perhaps in enthusiasm. Oh. They just love racing that much, you know. We don't all have taste, this is true. I've never been able to appreciate a Mode 7 racing game. It's just my taste is bad. All the random stuff strewn about the track is certainly an interesting design decision. Yeah, it's interesting that you'd call it a decision. Because it just feels so random and, like, careless, not thought through, is how I was thinking about it. It is a different philosophy to Super Mario Kart, which will give you a random item and then some items will persist based on if an opponent puts it on the track. Whereas here it's just everything's pre-placed and it doesn't seem like the other racers are interacting with the items at all. So they're really just for the player. Actually, do the other racers use item? They do, don't they? In Super Mario Kart? They don't take up item panels, but they all have like signature items that... Yeah, I don't know. I guess I should have studied Super Mario Kart before starting this so I could really compare it, because, you know, for obvious reasons, Super Mario Kart ripped this off, so it's worthwhile to compare the two. But yeah, it is interesting that they're not just doing everything that Super Mario Kart did, whether that's for technical limitations or not.
I'll be
It's
back.
unclear. Excuse me? Why did I just stop? Who knows? Oops. You never got into any other kart races except for this one. So this is where kart races peaked. 1994 Skunny Kart. Nothing could ever top this, so why try? I understand not getting into Mario Kart, especially if you aren't into Mario as a franchise. And when you're a kid and you only have certain games, you do attach to the ones you have, or some of the ones you have. But yeah, having this as your childhood game is really interesting. Whoopsie. I alt-tabbed. Whoa god. I activated some other Windows command. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And now my cursor's on the screen. Okay. Wow, this is going badly. Yeah, I never really
I'll be
had much
back.
interest in Mario Kart post 64, but in that case 64 was like the childhood game for me, so I'm very familiar with it and I played it a lot, but I'm not exactly a Mario Kart fan. I own some of the other ones, but that's via, let's say, other people in the household. And I like played Wii enough to unlock the characters and then stopped. And have barely touched 8. Actually, I played a little bit of 8 with some friends, but one of those friends was like extremely sweaty about Mario Kart and just dominated, and that's not really fun for everyone else. At least, yeah, I guess. I guess you can have fun in that game without being concerned about where you place. But it's kind of a big part of the game, is trying to place better, you know? I don't know. Alright, take missile. Okay, I'm getting better with aiming those and using them. I think we own Mario Kart World. I have not touched it. I think it was in the bundle with the Switch 2, which I have played Bonanza on and not much else. Oh, actually, you know what Mario Kart I did get into? Was Mario Kart Tour. Because it has a decent, like, it's a single player focused game, and like there's a reason for you to continue playing it. Whereas I find with modern Mario Karts, there's no reason to play them, as far as I'm concerned. Like, I look at them and go, why would I want to play this? I did play through the mission mode in DS, which was maybe the last time I think a Mario Kart did a decent single player offering and gave me a reason to play it. I didn't think of that before because I didn't think of it as my game. It's a game I inherited from my brother when he was getting rid of his DS collection. And I was like, oh, I'll play the mission mode, and then didn't do anything else with it. Alright, so that went okay. So maybe we can do fine playing as the slower characters, so we'll keep forging ahead. Sounds like you really missed out not having Skunny Kart. Yeah, for sure. $1 million prize pool for Skunny Kart. That sounds fun. Alright, so we gave our good friend the octopus a good go. I don't know if I can say their name on stream, but I already did before. Hippos were one of my favorite animals as a kid, actually. Actually, the top favorite, so let's go with that, especially because they appear to be, if anything, the Donkey Kong Jr. stand-in this game. So, Potame. Oh, look at those trousers, amazing. Oh, this is fun, this music track. Very squat character sprite here, but have a look out maybe for the outlines on the characters. You can see the hippopotamus doesn't have much of an outline at all, really. Some of them have a slightly darker outline of the color that they are, but then Skunny has a black outline. I don't know if I can really show this. Yeah, Duck not really outlined. It's hard to tell. Whoops. Is Skunny just always in first place? Skunny's like the character to beat because it's his game, I guess. It's such a travesty that like not even Rosie is in this. It's so weird. It kind of reminds me of Atari Kart, actually, which is another Super Mario Kart clone in the same way on the Jaguar. And that game, you would think it'd be like an all-star of Atari's many characters, right? But no. It is also mostly original characters except for one, just like Skunny Kart. And the one in that case is Bentley Bear from Crystal Castles, who has popped up a few times recently as well in this modern Atari resurgence era of the post-infograms. And now Bubsy is one of those Atari All-Stars at the current moment as well, which is just lovely. So you get a Bubsy costume in like whatever that removalist game is called. You'll love to see it. Yeah, okay, see Skunny with the black outline? Could barely see it. Given saying, I'm very much the least skilled in the friend group at Mario Kart, so whenever we play, I'm just there to enjoy hanging out. Yeah, that's nice. You make it sound very wholesome. Maybe it's a fault of mine that I'm just a little too competitive, and like, if somebody's thrashing me, I start feeling bad about it. So yeah, I think that's something I have to work on. Mario Kart World has been fun for that, since we spend more time just roaming around the world finding interesting things rather than doing proper races. Right, so can you do the open world stuff in co-op? That sounds okay, actually. Because just the sort of aimless driving around can be a lot of fun to do in that open world. Can you do the challenges in co-op? Yeah, I just don't know how it works. 5 days to a Bubsy. Oh, is it that close? Is Bubsy 4D really coming out next week? Oh my gosh. I don't think I can cover it on the stream straight away. I've got one more Skunny game to play after all. And then I was thinking of maybe covering Atari Karts. Which might be a good lead into Bubsy then. But yeah, I do want to... I played the demo of Bubsy 4D, of course, on the stream a while back. But it's been a tradition to do playthroughs of every Bubsy game for me. So why stop now? Yeah, I'm gonna definitely try to cover Bubsy 4D on the stream. But of course I've got to play Demon Tides and Demon Turf first, not in that order, to get a feel for the Fabraz spirit. I don't know if I'll stream those, but it's something I need to get through before I can play Bubsy 4D. So in Mario Kart World you can join an online lobby and just drive around the world. That sounds cool, actually. Yeah, that's nice. Maybe I didn't give it enough credit. But also I don't have an online subscription on the Switch, so yeah. Guess that's an issue there. It's a holiday weekend, so Jen will be busy. But we'll get in as much Bubsy time as she can, yeah. That's awesome. I was gonna try and fill the rest of my May with mermaid games for Mermay. I got kind of sidetracked with Star Wars games for a bit, but I just finished Republic Commando, which I found underwhelming. I'll get the review for that up in the next couple of days. Yeah, I just haven't factored in Bubsy to my schedule right now. That's a shame. I think I'll get to it when I get to it, you know. It's not often that I play a game right at launch, because, especially in this era, usually a game will get some updates over time, whether to fix up things or to add new content. So I might at least wait for whatever initial update they do. Bubsy is literally marked on my wall calendar. Awesome. I don't have a wall calendar anymore. What's your calendar? What's the theme? What are the pictures? If you say it's a Bubsy calendar, I'm gonna scream. You should become a dedicated Skunny streamer. Well, I have been. For what will be at least 4 weeks, I'll be a dedicated Skunny streamer. Don't make me do it more than that. Okay, cool. We're doing quite well in this cop, really. Seems like the difficulty might go up and down, or the character choice really does matter that much. Skunny is not the character to play in Skunny Kart. Who knew? So yeah, we'll try out the other slow character after this, which was the duck. Doesn't make any sense. You would think the crocodile would be another slow character, like Crunch in Diddy Kong Racing. It just seems so arbitrary, the choices here. Even the ladybug is like really wide and thick, right? But I guess bugs aren't that dense. This month is sharks. Oh, sharks, that's fun. For my birthday, I got the Blaha. I don't remember how to pronounce it. The shark from IKEA. The soft toy shark. The trans icon, which joins my collection of the dolphin and orca plushes. And what really surprised me about the Blahage is it's maybe 3 times the size of those other ones. I thought it would slot in amongst them in a similar size class, but no, it's freaking enormous. But that's cool. It makes it a better pillow. Blowhigh, yeah. That's it. Thank you for the guide. The IKEA app does have a pronunciation guide for everything, but I just couldn't remember what the proper sounds that my mouth had to make were. But yeah, thank you. So Jem gets calendars each year from the World Wildlife Fund. Nice. So there is pictures of animals in nature. I love that. That's awesome. And this one's sharks. Sharks for mermaid. But yeah, I do have a bunch of mermaid games lined up in my Steam account. I couldn't really think of anything that I would stream, but I could I guess do a couple indie games. I just don't know how long they would be. So I was going to do a more casual thing, especially because we're so busy with Skunny over here, am I right? And there's all the Alien vs Predator games I want to get to while I'm still reading those comics. But there's a lot of those comics, so it'll take me a while. Currently approaching... I'm just at 1999 in the chronology of all Alien, Predator, and Alien vs Predator comics. And yeah, there's a few games in there that I thought might be worth covering. Okay. The ladybug is wide and thick. Yeah, I said that. I stand by that. I'm not ashamed to say this. Oh boy, this one looks tough. A lot of tight turns. Good thing we're the heavy, slow character. Yeah, you can't just hold shift. You have to start pressing shift after the countdown to start the race. In case you were wondering. Everybody has the same voice, it's so strange. Where are we again? Europe. Huh. Again, this doesn't feel especially like Europe. I think it feels pretty arbitrary. You've just got backgrounds that get assigned. And I don't think they really correspond to the location you're supposed to be in. But it's further reinforcing that this is all of Skunny's world takes place on Earth, our Earth, you know. If it wasn't clear from him participating in the Gulf War. and going to ancient Rome, although it was a different ancient Rome than the one we're familiar with. I kind of grappled with that a little more after playing Save Our Pizzas. The fact that it's set in 50 BCE when the Roman Empire didn't exist, it was the Republic. And I did some research about ancient pizzas, and they didn't have pizza back then. I consulted a comic book about the history of Italian food.
Oh man.
Okay. So the boost does not help you get through water traps. Oh boy. Yeah, all the tight turns in this one are making it really difficult. I don't know how the CPUs are handling it so well. I'm locked in. Ugh. But yeah, I like kart races as a genre, but I like them when they get into the 3D era. Because I find this so hard to look at, this style of graphics. It was all they could do at the time, and it's, you know, impressive in its way, but I find it, the playability of these kind of games really, really hard. Like, it's hard on the eyes, and the important playable space is the bottom third of the screen, and so much of it is just nothing that you're not supposed to even look at. It's very strange. It's why they have that huge sort of map overview on the bottom of the screen in Super Mario Kart, because otherwise so much of the screen would just be nothing. Okay. Oh, we're in America, right. We're not in Europe anymore. I feel like the last one did have America vibes. This one has Super Mario Kart vibes, I would say. Not that it's that different from the previous one. But yeah, even the track design that loops back and you jump over it, that's a Super Mario Kart ism. And now I've managed to easily get into first place. Of course, no mini-map or overview to show you where the other races are. So it's hard to tell how well I'm really doing, but I am in first, so that's pretty good. Yeah, we're in America in 1994 with cartoon animals, so it's not so bad. Okay, do I get a chance to use my missile finally? Take this! I did it! Okay, now I'll pick up something better, I hope. If I blunder into it. Oh, never mind. And the language picker just keeps popping up in the corner of my screen. It's pretty distracting. Thanks, Windows.
Oh man.
Why did it think I was going the wrong way briefly? Whoops. I alt-tabbed. No! You can't use your item while you're turning right. That's the key. Well, I'm still in first even after those flubs, so yeah, the traffic difficulty is wildly variable. Skunny Kart and Yoshi's Safari. Interesting, so you had a super scope. Yeah, I guess that's a Mode 7 game. Not really the same genre, but yeah. Look at that gormless face. And you can really see on this screen how different Skunny looks to the other characters here in terms of art style. Very strange. The classic Skunny face staring at you. That thing barely worked. Yeah, my friend had one, but we never played with it on the SNES much. It was in his treehouse and just as a toy. Okay, right. I guess back into kart race, yeah. Keep going, keep pushing ahead. So we're in Japan now. How many bloody cups are there? 7? Good grief. Alright, yeah, Japan, I guess. And we gotta pick the duck this time, knockoff, which is the anagram of the French for duck, canard. So it's not just English puns, it's French puns too, because of course this is a Belgian game, I'll remind you. But yeah, there sure are a lot of tracks. A lot more than Super Mario Kart, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, do they really feel different or fun? Anyway, let's check out the background here. We're in Japan, right? Although it seems like we're back in Monument Valley. The desert plateaus of Japan. They have added power lines as a feature, which is different. I like this duck, the purple duck. It's a fun little character design. Totally Japan, right. You know, okay. We've all been to Japan here. I don't remember seeing anything like this, but you know, it's a big country. There could be parts that I didn't go to. The rocky deserts. When all the tracks are roughly the size of a coffee table and they make you drive around them 100 times per race, they have memory space to cram 7 cups in, I guess. Well said. That voice clip when you pick up the boost is so blown out that I can't tell what it's saying. Ooh, I boosted. Yeah, you're able to overtake some opponents by like cutting corners because they seem very unwilling to do that. But you don't get slowed down too much by the rough terrain, which is nice. Oh, that was the end already. Okay. There's Totori, which is a sandy desert. Okay, okay. Interesting. Okay, where are we going in Japan this time? Generic racetrack from Super Mario Kart. Mario Circuit 17, I guess. Yeah, I do wonder how much, like, space track designs took up, and I could probably find out by looking at the files.
I'll be back.
I'll be back. Now, is that actually Arnie, or is that someone imitating him?
Oh man.
Oh, crap. That was the Alt-Tab issue again.
I'll be back.
Oh no. I screwed up a jump. Now I don't even know where I am. I'm in 8th position. I jumped to a bad part of the racetrack where I'd been before. Oh, that's rough. Now I gotta catch all the way up. A new challenge. Yeah, like without a minimap, I don't even know how much progress I just lost. That sucks. Careless. Okay, I've decided I'm not going to repeat any more tracks. I already like dipped out of the Australia track when I failed too many times, so if I don't qualify here, we're going to move on to the next cup. It already wasn't a complete playthrough of Skunny Kart, so I'm sorry. But I'm not going to play the whole game, because I do want to cover a little bit of Wacky Wheels at the end as well. Luckily I'm feeling okay today in my health, even though I had a big weekend watching Eurovision. With all the stresses that entails. But there were some real banger tracks this year. I think we're past the spoiler period, right? I could say who won. Anyway, the winner was really great. Unrelated, but Bulgaria was also really great. Oops. Oh, come on. No! I didn't have enough momentum! So I fell into an earlier part of the track. Oh my god. Comedy of errors. Wait, but I'm overtaking people now. Did I fall ahead? Oh my gosh. Romania's also been stuck in my head a lot. They did a like screamy metal song, which was a lot of fun, with also elements of opera style singing. Okay, I guess we're doing fine. I do need to make up 2 more places before the lap ends, which I don't think it's gonna happen. There they are! Wait, no, that was just items, that wasn't races. There! Never mind, I ranked out. Huh, that certainly is a sandy dune in Japan. Wait, is that the ocean? Is this a beach? Is this a big sandy beach dune? I don't know if that counts. Just because you have a camel. Wait, who's Stefan? Scunny Handbag Stefan. Is that one of the developers? I don't think there was a character named Stefan. Alright, well we're not repeating this because that's my new role. But I can look up the files. Hold on. Skunny Kart. Which one of these files has the track data in it? Wait, why is the race not starting? It doesn't start until you press accelerate. It just keeps ticking on green. How strange. Okay, so I'm in the files. There's a lot of files here. Files. Yeah, I can't. There's no way I can tell which one of these contains track data. So, alright, we're done with Japan. Let's move on to, what was the next one? I forget. We gotta stick with 50. It's just gonna get too hard. You bump into too much stuff if you're faster than that. Huh. So there was a whole Europe Cup, but there's a separate German Cup. Why not a Belgium Cup? The company's based in Belgium. How strange. Alright, who are we picking this time? We've got to pick a medium character now. There's 2 fast characters. Handbag and Scunny. We've covered the slow ones. So let's pick the one mythical creature on this list, the dragon Gondra. We did show the ladybug a little in battle mode. Maybe I'd like to return to them because that's another kind of unusual choice. And we've just been playing several bug games in a row recently with Bugdom and so on. Okay. Yeah, I don't mind the dragon. Big tail sprite. Okay, because we're on medium speed, we're getting some skidding happening on tight turns now. But not as bad as Skunny would be. More skiddy. So yeah, the icy wastes of Germany is where we are. Okay. I do like... Is that a little spurt of fire that's coming out of their mouth as they turn? Or is it perhaps their tongue? We are a dragon. Very green dragon. Not Spyro, unfortunately. Wait, you can skid out? Is that because it's ice? You spin out if you turn too much or something? Not that it really affects my speed at all. Yeah, again, like, some hazards really aren't detrimental at all. Okay, the medium races aren't too bad. So we might be okay. I can't believe Germany has its own cup. Complete cup. Maybe one of the developers was German. Oh no. The bear. The bear with its very long, stringy tail. It really doesn't look like a bear. I feel like whoever wrote the README was different from the artist who designed the sprites. Speaking of Germany, they had, I think, the worst song in the Eurovision Song Contest 2026. It was terrible. They didn't come in last place though. That was a special privilege that's usually reserved for the UK. But the host country also did terribly badly. Austria and the UK both ended up with, I think, 1 point each. They both got 0 on the televote, I think. The public vote. Yeah, I think that was Bugs Bunny saying "What's up, Doc?" but they cut out the Doc. So it just says "What's up." Oh, this track's much shorter. So now we're in Germany. Another kind of deserty track.
I'll be back.
There's a lot of mice. Look at the tail. Look at the tail on this thing. That's not a bear, I'm sorry. Unless they have special German bears that have long tails. Although we have been seeing them everywhere. All the locations are just interchangeable in this game. I'm doing so well that I'm even lapping people on this track. So yeah, just no consistency. Ever. Don't expect that with Skunny Kart. Why would you? Oh, I just thought of something. The shrinking sprite is probably repurposing one of the like further away sprites for like the level of detail stuff. Maybe? Hard to say. Well, that was short. It felt short. Okay, so I think because I got a red clock, my time went down even though I came in first, so Skunny overtook me in the results. So strange that that can happen. Okay. Let's continue our tour of Germany with this pink wonderland with the coloured mushrooms in the background. Now this has kind of the vibes of a Sonic CD special stage, which also used similar 3D-ish technology that has more colourful design choices. Skunny. I guess it's fitting for Skunny to be like the main rival character. But you don't want to play a Skunny in this game because it's really hard to control them. Just the random litter of items around the track. Ridiculous. I feel like that invincibility lasted more than 5 seconds. But I wonder if game speed affects that, because we're at 30%. So does that mean... you times it by 10/3? Is that right? I feel like I need a pen and paper to work out the maths. But like if we're at 3/10 of game speed and then the full speed is 5 seconds. So 10 on 3, 50 divided by 3 is... what? Three times table as well. 48, 16. So it's like 16 seconds-ish.
Oh man.
Oh man. Do you think that lasted 16 seconds? I'll have to find another invincibility to verify. And I think they're all gone now. Because again, items are single use, and once you pick them up, they're gone from the track. What are magenta bottles? A lot. And really, I would not call that magenta. Another genie lamp, but I missed it. And there weren't 16 seconds left in the track anyway. Like, I would call the floor texture there magenta, if anything. Fabrice, yeah, I feel like we got developer names in here. In the high score tables. Let's go Gondra. They feel like they're a little too lanky for this cart. The knees are sticking out. That's me whenever I sit in a go-kart, or a car, or a chair, or anything. Ugh, I gotta use like a missile. You really gotta grab a lamp and count those seconds. It's vital. It's the only thing I'm focusing on right now. Oh no, a missile. Oh well, never mind. And I'm getting better at releasing the accelerator to go in tight corners as well. See, any control scheme you can adapt to over time. What I can't adapt to is that language picker from Windows popping up. It's so annoying. Okay, it went away again. There was a lamp there, but it was on the inside track. I couldn't reach it. Oh wait, I still need to get rid of the missile anyway. Ah! Yep, I alt-tabbed. You guessed it. You can only use a missile when you're going left. It's the Zoolander rule. Okay, there we go. Turn, Gondra, turn. No! Alright. No, I didn't get the lamp because I had the potion. Curses. With the bear again. It's so not a bear. Okay.
Rainbow.
I've started noticing the engine noise and now it's kind of annoying me. Because so much of the time you're just at full throttle making that high-pitched noise. You can kind of tune it out, but then I started noticing it and I can't stop. Yep, I alt-tabbed again. I was just trying to boost. Yeah. Close one. Oh, okay. This little ending jingle, that sounds a little German, doesn't it? A little accordion style. Cup results. Oh, interim cup results. We're not finished yet. Ah, the famous beaches of Germany. This is very tropical looking. I like how they have those old Victorian style changing tents. Oh no, sticky keys! Windows asked me if I wanted sticky keys. Oh my gosh. No thank you. Oh my god. No, I haven't actually said that yet, Bob. Thanks. Bob says, fun facts. This is Bobinator, by the way, from Hardcore Gaming 101 and its podcast 47,858 games all the time. Fun fact, that results/menu theme actually was used in a German RPG called Whale's Voyage. So it's reused from another, maybe Copysoft game. And it's good that you bring that up because I didn't actually mention that on this stream yet, but a visitor in a previous stream did drop that tidbit on me, and I'm now remembering that they also warned me that the creator of the sound engine, not the composer of the music, or they might be the same person, but the creator of the sound engine that is used in both Whale's Voyage and Skunny Kart is very copyright strike heavy, and I forgot to do anything about that, so I've been playing this whole Skunny Kart stream and it might get a little notice about it when it goes up on YouTube. Oh well, I don't monetize my YouTube videos, so hopefully it's one of those circumstances where they just say, you can't make money off this, and I say, that's fine, I wasn't going to anyway. Worst case scenario, the video will get taken down. I guess that's a problem for future Milo. That's not a Copysoft game, Whale's Voyage, it's just the same composer, I think. Okay. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, it's always funny when a piece of music literally gets reused between games, especially when they're in such different genres. So yeah, that is interesting. Also interesting that it's German. When I was saying how it sounds German, but this plays through the whole game, not just in the German Cup. But that is the German Cup done, so we can move on to whatever's next. Africa! Nice. A large and diverse continent. What wonders shall we see? Yeah, it's a beach. It's a sandy beach. Of course it is. Alright, so we want to pick another medium character. The giraffe is cool. I think for Gibbon's sake I'll pick the giraffe because giraffes are one of her favorite animals. The hunched over posture is very funny, very comedic. There's a Skunny fan game? Okay, alright. Skunny Days gets extended by another week. Thank you for the link. I will be playing Skunny Special Edition next week. But now I've... What? Did that plant just yell at me? Did it say ass kisser or something? Keep an ear out. It's so crunched I can't tell like what the syllables are, but how strange. Yeah. Unfitting vocal clips being inserted as sound effects. Very, very odd. Get off me. Did this game always have a giraffe? Yeah. Wacky Wheels doesn't, but Skunny Kart does. Mandela affected. You don't remember the giraffe. Do you have a history with Skunny Kart as well, Bob? Apparently, it was a lot more widespread than I thought. Because now I know 2 people who own Skunny Kart. Unless you came to it later in life.
I'll be back.
Bob has played all the Skunny games, some more than others. Did you actually manage to finish Wild West, Lost in Space, or Desert Raid? Because if so, you're a better gamer than I covered those 3 games last week, and I didn't get any further than the first level in any of them because they are so badly made. But I did enjoy Back to the Forest and Save Our Pizzas. I think the difference in quality between those 2 groups is strangely huge. God, no. Yeah, that's wise. Like, it's super clear that there are some, you know, mediocre Skunny games and some really god-awful Skunny games. Yeah, I've got high hopes for a special edition next week. Because in the tradition of Copysoft, it's copying from Donkey Kong Country in certain ways, which we'll see. And that's the main reason I'm doing the whole Skunny Odyssey, is because I'm such a Donkey Kong head. Big fan of the rare Donkey Kong games, and anything that's even vaguely like it, I've probably covered on this stream. And it seems like there's some inspiration happening there, but we'll see that next week. Okay. But yeah, I think soon would be a good time to tackle Atari carts as well. So I can finally cross it off my list. Get all the Mode 7 racing out of my system. I think I have seen King Kong. Yeah, I think we had it on VHS. It was like a 2-pack of classic movies or something. I don't remember what the other one was. Okay. What's the background here? We're in Africa, right? This might be the most fitting background for Africa that we've seen so far. Is that like an airport over there or something? Kind of reminds me of the Africa location in Sonic Unleashed, but not the console game, the Java mobile game.
I'll be back.
It's been a while, I don't remember that too well. I think there was some confusion actually when I played it over which exact continent I was actually in when I was doing the... It's not Audibot, is it? I forget. Great game though. Wait, what is this? Are we on the moon or something? Okay, it's just nighttime in a sort of mountainy, deserty place, and there's a lot of satellite dishes or something. And other buildings. It looks a little sci-fi-y. Just a little.
Oh man.
Those sort of trapezoidal buildings that are stacked there, they look, you know, space colony-ish. And what's in all those big tanks? This is Japan. Yeah, of course. No, we left Japan. This is Africa. Maybe the largest area that's been covered by a single cup so far. Yeah, and those buildings on stalks back there, very sci-fi. Very like Mega Man has buildings like that. But it is a common sci-fi trope, I would say. Just Mega Man is an example of something that uses them. But yeah, I guess this is Africa. This is Africa of the future. Or maybe it's like, what's it called? Wakanda or something. Highly technologically advanced place in Africa that is secret. I don't know. I haven't seen Black Panther. I'm more a DC zombie. Yeah. So doesn't Gorilla Grodd live in a secret African techno city as well? I don't know. No.
Oh man.
I couldn't see who I was competing with there. Yeah, like my place counter is going from 2 to 1, but I don't know who I'm jostling with right now. It's not the octopus. Okay. Oh, ow, oh. Sorry, I got a COVID vaccine and flu shot, one in each arm this morning, and the arms are getting a little sore. But I have found a little padding situation that's helping out my chronic wrist pain issues as far as keyboard use. Is that the Golden Gate Bridge? I thought we were in Africa. We've got a return of the satellite dishes and tank things. But yeah, like, I'm sure there are suspension bridges in Africa, but that one's clearly got a distinct look and coloration that says San Francisco to me. But you know, I'm sure they have similar ones in Africa. They're all over the place, I'm sure. Surely. Oh, California is in Africa. Yeah, that makes sense. That checks out. Some people know a lot more about geography than me, that's for sure. Oh, and that's the famous dead tree. Yeah. Oh wait, there's 2 more over there. Never mind. They couldn't even put something fun on the billboards. There's just like a no entry sign on that one I went past. Although there was a red one over there. Was that Pikachu? When did Pokemon come out? Surely it was out by 94. Let's get a look at that Pikachu billboard. Hold on. Try and spot it again. There it is. Oh, it's a battery. Durr. Lightning bolt. And the devil who tells you you're going the wrong way says attention in a computer voice for some reason. But yeah, Durr is a reference to Duracell, the real battery brand on Earth. But no one ever accused Copysoft of not copying something that exists.
Oh man.
So they must live up to this reputation. Durr. Of course, here in Australia, we have the classic insult Durr head or Durr brain.
Oh man.
I'll be back.
Not very nice. Yeah, Durr brain, I guess.
No.
Oh, what was that S? Okay. Final track of Africa Cup. And then I think that was just one more cup to go. Wait, okay. Now we're in Netherlands via Africa, perhaps. Whoops, I've totally lost my fingering on the keyboard here, so we're trying a new way of pressing Shift, Control, and Alt now. Oh god. I can't get enough speed up to get out while I'm shrunken.
No.
This kind of building style, it kind of reminds me of Mario Sunshine. One of the early towns that you go to in the hills. I don't remember the name of any location in that game. But yeah, very European, old style architecture. Just the kind of thing you might see in Africa. Well, maybe you would, because of colonization. So yeah, maybe I shouldn't be too quick to dismiss
I'll be
it.
back.
Yeah. Them European colonizers, am I right? And the Dutch were definitely in on that. I'm not sure which parts of Africa were colonized by which colonial power. It's definitely French stuff in North Africa. Like Algeria.
Oh man.
Okay. Okay, I'm getting better at navigating the tight watery turns. That little animal that grabs onto you, it's so not a bear. They tried to claim it was a bear, I just don't believe them. Oh, that was the end. It does tend to sneak up on me. Yeah, when I heard the name Whale's Voyage as a game, I was like, I like whales, I like cetaceans. But no, it's just like the name of a spaceship or something. It's a sci-fi RPG. Oh, Bombinator actually linked the song on YouTube. Cool. I don't think I'll play that on stream just in case, but Yeah, it's a thing that definitely exists in Whale's Voyage. Greetings to Joe. Oh, originally an Amiga game, okay. And there's the composer. Hannes the Seifert. Okay, back to the action. Right, so now we're gonna, I think, go through our final cup, the UK Cup. So think UK, think the moors, the countryside. Yep, the ice flows of the UK for sure. So we'll head back to our ladybird friend. Golfy. That must be a French thing as well. In fact, how am I going to do this? Ladybird. Whoops. Yeah, that's my... keyboard angle throwing me off. Now what we want to do is go to the language and go to French, which is where the... So the duck had a French language pun name. So what is this bug called in French? There's the scientific name. Where's the... like, common name? Oh no. I'm not sure. Coccinelles. Okay. It's probably coccinelle. Well, that doesn't sound like golfy at all, so I guess that's not the pun here. Okay. The mystery continues, I suppose. And as you can see, it does stay on the green signal, but nobody starts until you press a button for the first time. And then everybody jumps into the center of the track and just starts hooning around. Just a weird quirk of the game engine here. Something to watch out for in Wacky Wheels, I think. Because as soon as we're done here with the UK course, the UK, I guess we're in very, very far north Scotland here, where it's towering icebergs everywhere. Yeah, as soon as we're done, we're going to jump over and play a little bit of Wacky Wheels for a little compare and contrast. And then to finish up, we'll even check out the HD re-release of Wacky Wheels.
I'll be back.
But yeah, this game is certainly content rich. And we're not lying about the 40 tracks. What were they? 7 cops, 5 tracks each. That's only 35. Oh, they're probably counting the battle tracks too. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I guess technically there are 40 tracks in this game. No lie detected. Maybe a little stretching of the truth. It's an interesting choice, this ladybug, for a character, because all the other animals are anthropomorphized in some way, but this, like the proportions, it's very round, it's very beetle-like. Oh god, the sign screams at you if you hit it. It's only got the 2 tiny eyes at the top. There's really no concession to anthropomorphizing this beetle to make it more relatable or whatever. But also it doesn't seem to be gripping the steering wheel in any way, because all 6 of its limbs are outstretched. Or are those 2 bottom ones part of the cart? There's 2 antennae at the top. Yeah, that looks like 6 legs all sticking out there. So what's on the pedal? No tiny insect foot on the pedal? How strange. A garish coloration here. Oh, my eyes. Now this is magenta. That's classic magenta right there. Not like the potion and the clock, which are very clearly purple.
I'll be
Lavender.
back.
Not even lavender, it's deeper than that. It's deep purple. It's the purple that Deep Purple uses. You know, the band. Yeah, this colour scheme's kind of hard on the eyes. But the Rocky Mountains of the UK in the background there, of course. They do have pine trees, I'm pretty sure. Surely they do. Okay, I get it. I'm crashing into a wall. But yeah, cut some corners and you catch up pretty easy. I should have been testing all of the signs. The signs? Billboards. Because they all make different sounds when you run into them. That was the most subtle of them all. I like it. It's not screaming at you, it's not incredibly loud. It's just a little cuckoo clock noise. Ghosts, strangely corporeal. Oof. So I think I'd be able to go into practice mode to maybe show some of the other tracks that I haven't played, but I don't remember which ones I hadn't played, so maybe I can at least show their layouts on a select screen. But I'm you know, I've just about had enough of this game. So don't really feel the need to play it much more. It's a perfectly cromulent Super Mario Kart clone with some odd decisions and very strange sound design.
I'll be back.
But I think the most instructive thing will be to compare it to Wacky Wheels. So we're going to do that real soon. See what the original designers intended with the engine, and not what the Copysoft rip-off artist cloned out of it. Emphasis on the artist, I guess. Because again, you know, people put work into this game and artistry. It's not just a cheap bootleg. But they did heavily crib from somebody else's work. And I say bootleg, I do have respect for bootleggers too. Sometimes they make really cool games. Like Donkey Kong Country 4. Just to pick one example from my Donkey Kong seeped brain. Heavily steeped. It's been steeping in Donkey Kong, and the Donkey Kong is seeped in. Of course, I like it when a kart racer takes its cues from Diddy Kong Racing and has like an adventure mode and collectathon elements. Those are the best ones. I liked the minor collectathon elements in Cro-Mag Rally, which I played recently. But not many games take the whole exploration adventure, hub worlds type of thing. Crash Team Racing is one of the few. And its derivatives. I think Nitro Kart has a sort of drivable map thing. I'm not sure. I never was very immersed in the Crash Bandicoot world. Okay, there we go. I had, I don't even remember what it was called. The first GBA one, the side-scroller. It's got different names in different regions. Okay, the black inky void. I wonder what our backdrop is going to be. Oh, it's space again. Yeah, this is definitely spacey. Look, you've got those, like, Subnautica style, like, structures with the tubes connecting them. They had similar things in Africa, and now they're here in the UK too, so I guess Skunny has used his time machine to travel to the future. Let's go with that. After Skunny in the Wild West, where he was stranded in 1909, he fixed the time machine and went too far forwards. In this future, animals can talk. Well, they already could because Skunny existed, but yeah, I don't know. I guess that is the world he lives in already. But there were humans in ancient Rome. Oh, it's too confusing. It's too much. Skunny lore. Who can make sense of it? Anyway, there are humans in this world. Those are their ghosts, actually. No, the humans are all dead. They died out. They're extinct. Only their ghosts haunt these wastelands. And the cartoon animal people who already existed in this world have now become... they have ascended to primacy in the social order. Well, they're all that's left, so... yeah, by default, they rule the world. Yep, no more humans, they're all gone, good riddance. Instead we have dragons and ladybirds that are the same size as them. And in this future, with its old-style Dutch architecture coexisting with space age colony bubbles, we amuse ourselves by racing on our carts. And it is this future to which Skunny has arrived to find everybody he knew in life. Rosie, the King Toad, Sad Man Insane. They're all long dead. But he makes new friends in this new world. Golfy, Gondra, Paputama. What's the giraffe called? Raji? Oh, I'm being tested. Handbag, the crocodile. The octopus, whose name shall not be uttered on a G-rated stream. Well, really, they're just named after a cute little cat, like a pussy cat. They're called Pussy Cat. Octopus. Yep. It's for kids. Is that all? Who else is in this game? There was like a lobster or something? No, that's something else. Oh yeah, the duck, Nakad. Yeah, that's all of them. Cool. The duck. Of course you gotta have a cartoon duck. How can you have a cartoon animal universe without a duck? Oh, now we're in Richard Scarry's Busy Town, which is of course in the UK. Or is that American? You know, I don't know. Anyway, there's houses. Very like noddy style. And the giant mushrooms too. This is very, yeah, this fits the UK, surely. Oh, the tight bends. When am I ever going to get to use the boost? I don't know. Well, I rammed into somebody, so I didn't do much. At this point, I feel like a brake button could be useful. How tight these turns are. Anyway, these are all Skunny's new friends in the future.
I'll be back.
We might have to reassess some things when Skunny Special Edition comes around. Because I know nothing about the lore of that game except that there's a crocodile in it.
I'll be back.
Probably not the same one as we see here. But I feel like that's one of the many ways in which it's taking cues from Donkey Kong Country. Or since it's Copysoft, copying directly, ripping off, as they want to do. Audacious Belgian copiers. Oh yeah, I was supposed to count the how long the I alt-tabbed. I was supposed to count how long the invincibility lasts. Okay, I have it. We're gonna count. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 seconds. Not quite 16, but more than 5. In fact, double 5. We're supposed to be at 30% here, but since the default game speed was 50%, maybe it's rounding in some way and we're actually 25% right now. So like, default is 50, so it lasts 5 seconds. But we're on 30, which is actually 25, for the last 10 seconds. That makes a kind of sense to me. Very strange that it's an option at all, really. I guess it's good for accessibility, but why would you ever turn it up beyond 50? We tried 100 briefly, and it was literally unplayable. Okay. Whoopsie. Whoopsie doodle. There's so much content here in Skunny Kart, you're right. It's a veritable feast of content. But the thing is, content is not always a virtue. Quantity over quality, I would say, may be the key phrase for this game. But you know, it's, like I said, it's competent. It's playable. As long as you're not at 100% game speed. Like, it's a Mario Kart clone that works pretty well. Content is always a virtue. Well, what am I doing right now? I'm making content. Oh, here we go. Jean-Luc and Muriel. And Mike. Very good. Well, as always, Skunny wins. He always wins. He always gets to win. He's the king, after all. No, wait, that's Conker. Can you place Thick Ladybug in the Imposter Mario Kart? No, and that's why Skunny Kart has the advantage. Mario Kart's character choice is frankly pretty boring. Alright, so I just want to look at some of the tracks I didn't get to. So I didn't finish Australia or Japan. Oh no, I'm gonna have to actually go into them. Okay, it looks like this, I guess. No, I did this one, I think. I think I did this one. But I can't go back. As much as I press escape, it won't let me escape. You really have to like load all the way in and then exit. Yeah, I don't know if I even registered it at the time, or if I might not have made it to this track, but there's definitely that Space Age style background here in Australia 4. Alright, quick look at Australia 5 and Japan, maybe 4 and 5. Oh, we can pick from here. That's helpful. Yep, it's a pink one. Great. Moving on. Space Age stuff ties into Skunny in Space or whatever. Yeah, Skunny Lost in Space took place on the moon, where presumably any structures that were there were alien in origin. Maybe the aliens live on Earth now, in this wild future that we find ourselves living in, post-time machine. Okay, I didn't pick any other CC options or player count options. How much of a missed opportunity is it to not have an alien character in this game, right? Seriously. Alright. Oh, the pyramids. So we're in the Nile Delta or something. The tents. Sure are a lot of pyramids around here. Well, that's fun. I like that. Okay. Next. Oh, this is Japan, by the way. The pyramids of Japan. Don't you know those? Yeah, this takes place after Lost in Space in the Skunny timeline, and after Wild West in Skunny's personal continuity timeline because he used time travel. Okay, we're gonna run into this billboard with some kind of diamond on it. Okay, I activated sticky keys, which made a sound. Great, great. Pyramid-shaped convention center. Huh. Okay. Alright, I think we're actually done with Skunny Kart. Okay. That's a Looney Tunes soundbite. Okay, okay. Interesting. Oh, we didn't see the Battle Zone tracks. You know what? I don't care. I'm not showing them all. Go buy this game yourself from Copysoft's website in 2019 if you want to see the rest. I'm just kind of curious how it does the two-player thing. It's just going to put them stacked vertically, right? Yep. That's about what I expected. It's actually using all the screen space, unlike single player, so gotta give it that. Okay, well, we're done. So, let's play a little bit of Wacky Wheels, which is the real game that people made that was being ripped off by this. Now, I did have an issue running Wacky Wheels. I managed to get a, let's say, shareware copy of it, but it kind of had problems in DOSBox. It wouldn't launch. Luckily, there is a DOSBox implementation on the Internet Archive. This is the shareware version, for real. And you can play it in the browser, so let's just do that. It's not perfect, but it should give you an impression of how the game works. So this is Beaversoft's Wacky Wheels, which, as we covered earlier, is Beaversoft is basically Adam, what was it? Andy Edwardson. Sorry if I got that name wrong earlier. And Sean Gadala. God. Yeah. Oh God. Sorry. That's really, really loud for some reason. Yeah, I'm so sorry about that. It's just loaded in the background. But yeah, as we covered before, Wacky Wheels was in development by these people who had done some work for Copysoft. They sent their code to Copysoft. Copysoft copied their code and ripped it off, made their own game, Skunny Kart. In the meantime, Beaversoft got the backing of Apogee to finish the game. It went from Wacky Kart to Wacky Wheels, and Wacky Wheels was released under Apogee on DOS as this game. So let's have a look at it, see how it compares to Skunny Kart. This is a little demo, but we're going to play it properly. Wacky Duck Shoot. Okay, well, I don't know what that is. Combat. What's in the options? There's hedgehogs involved. Why don't we turn it down? Okay, well, that's weird. If you press ESC to quit, it actually takes you out of full screen. Hooray. So you can already see some of the characters in the corner of the screen. Yeah, and also as you can tell, this DOS implementation in Internet Archive is not perfect. There's sort of stuttering of the music, which is unpleasant, so I won't spend too long in this, but we'll have a little look at just how the game runs and stuff to compare it to Skunny Kart. Now it's too quiet. Oh yeah, because I dropped it in OBS. Is that better? So this is the shareware version. You only get a few races to select from. If you get the full version, you'll have access to all of them. Blombo never forgets, the elephant. Ringo the Rapid Rascal was reskinned into Skunny for Skunny Kart. Razor Killer Wheels, originally known as Bubbles, but changed due to somebody at Apogee being a Shark fan and saying that was too wussy a name or something. Uno the Panda, cute and fast. Sultan the Camel, one hump or two. Well, you tell me. I can't tell. Morris the Moose, old reliable. Peggles the Pelican, Turbo Squawk. And Tiggy the Tiger, who looks very much like Raja from the Jungle Book. Vroom Growl. So I think the most interesting pick is probably the shark, especially because we're on land. But we're going to press F1 to view the controls. Wow, imagine that, using the left and right direction buttons to... It does still use Alt to accelerate and Control to fire weapons, but it has a brake, which is quite different. So yeah, let's pick Razor. Yeah, I don't know what the difference in any of these is. 6, 8, or 10. Just please let me do 3 for goodness sake. Okay, so we just picked the first option. I don't know how much the shareware version is going to let us play, but we'll just jump in. Nice up close view of the track there. And we also have a lion character telling us when to start. Okay. This is pretty solid. Apart from the sort of hitching in the DOSBox version that we're playing here, which is quite unfortunate, but it's the only option I had really, especially for free. Because you can buy the game from GOG, you can even buy this game on Steam, but I didn't really feel like spending the money. Sorry. I don't even know who's getting the money at this point. In the life cycle of the game. But it looks like we've got items scattered around the track. The sound design's pretty good. Yeah, I feel like this is a sort of more solid, polished quality product than Skunny Kart. I feel like. What was that ape noise? Oh, it's on sale. Yeah, it wasn't on sale in my region. I don't think. Okay, we got a bomb. Oh, it drops behind you. Oh, the devil! The devil's still there. What happens if I go the wrong way? I'm curious. Oh, the devil doesn't tell you you're going the wrong way, but it does tell you that it's the last lap. But yeah, the devil character was also in Skunny Kart. Bit of a smoking gun, perhaps. They did make a lot of new assets for Skunny Kart, but maybe not all new assets. More polished than Skunny Kart? Is such a thing possible? Yeah, I know it's hard to believe. Wow, that's on big sale. I gotta check if that's here as well, because I've got the page open. Yeah, no, $7.50 or $9.05 at GOG. Yeah, no such luck for Australia. Alright, I didn't qualify, so we'll leave and maybe try another cop. Silver Wheels race. Oh, a lava. Oh yeah, you gotta register to get the silver cup. I guess, yeah, the sort of hitching and stuttering is getting to me, so... What? It was already off? Nope, it's still doing it. So that's just a little look at what Wacky Wheels is like from the shareware version. Yeah. Copysoft copied this, basically. So there you go. Good to know. Cool. Right. Now we actually have a little bit more because this game was remade. Yeah, by Cascadia Games. They made Moon Raider. I've played that. That's pretty cool. Well, it's okay. Wait a minute. What is all this stuff? Ripping off ukulele? There's a Bubsy fan game that they made. I'm finding this out live. Alright, well, let's put that on the back burner to cover in connection with Bubsy 4D. Bay Links hasn't been announced for release yet, but you can get a demo. Okay, we can try the demo, and there's a Kickstarter as of 3 years ago. Did it get funded? It was cancelled. Oh no. Well, that's too bad. Yeah, this is definitely a Bubsy clone, or like homage, as they say. How strange. Well, anyway, Wacky Wheels. So Cascadia Games, whoever they are, acquired the rights to Wacky Wheels from Apogee. So maybe they're the ones who've listed it on Steam and GOG. Still says Apogee published. And was working on a sequel remake, which was released on Steam and itch.io in 2016, was withdrawn from Steam, but you can still go on itch, and they've made it free. That's the story of Wacky Wheels HD. So they have put a disclaimer in the description. This is dated, it has issues, I'm not working on it, I can't make a new game due to IP restrictions, which suggests that Apogee may have got the IP back, but I'm glad it's still available for free here, so that's nice. So yeah, I've got this downloaded. Oh, and they've worked on another racing game using the skills from this, Juiced Fruit Racing, so that's fun. Okay, so I do have the download for this, so we'll launch that and we'll see what that looks like. The true Skunny Kart. Familiar soundtrack's been remastered. Sorry. I have to do display capture. And then this. Okay. Now, hopefully it has gamepad support. Well, for 83 cents. I would buy Wacky Wheels for 83 cents. But it's not on sale in Australia. Yeah, all the same modes, I guess. So Grand Prix we'll go with. They all have stats now. That's not a panda noise, is it? Surely. It's a bit monkey-ish. I don't know if penguins sound like that. Is this volume okay? Hold on. Seems okay. Maybe I'll boost it a little. Okay. Oops. Razor just makes bubble noises. Tiger's got a roar. So Hari is a new character added to the HD version, newly implemented for this release. Yeah, that's camelish for Sultan. Bit trumpety for Blombo. So why don't we pick Razor again? That was a good pick last time, so stick with it. Yeah, bronze wheels, let's go. So how have they implemented this kind of Mode 7 stuff for a modern era? Well, it's very flat. The devil is back. Oops. No gamepad support, I guess. Unless there was something in the options. I better check up here. Gamepad. Have I selected gamepad now? Left, right, up, space, hedgehog. Can I not use a gamepad? Left, right, up, space, KL. KL. Oh my god. Okay. Alright, if that's what we have to do, we'll do it. Oh, this here. It's got a keyboard icon. Please recognize my my gamepad, for goodness sake. I don't know how to get it to... Oh well. We'll make do. Just like we did with Skunny Kart. Okay, K and L space. Alright, we're good. Let's go. Up, but that's backwards. Hold on. Okay. And then that's like a break or a... Yep, skid. There's items. So you can pick up hedgehogs and I guess throw them. But then you have a separate item slot for other items. That's pretty interesting actually. So yeah, it's rendered in 3D, but the course design hasn't really changed in that it's still extremely flat. Which is kind of a shame, honestly. But it does feel good to control. Whoa, okay. That's very loud. It's a little bit slippery, I guess. The slowdown when you go off-road is pretty noticeable. But that's kind of what you want. The UFO hedgehog. I don't know if hedgehogs was a mechanic in the original game. That might be new. So yeah, there's all kinds of pickups with different effects. I like that there's 2 separate slots for your items. So you can like bank different kinds of effects for different situations. That's pretty interesting. And if you get multiple items, it sort of adds stocks to the one you already have, instead of overriding it with something else. Oop. That oil really messed me up. Oh, look at this frog over here. What a cutie. Yeah, I'm doing real bad, huh? You also got the mini-map in the corner of the screen, which is so useful for racing games. Cool. Well, that's fun. Nice little update there. They didn't go too out there with the design of the game. Adding the extra item slots is nice, but yeah, would have liked to see a bit more ambitious course design, but that's kind of the nostalgic factor, I guess. Like, that's the way the game was set out originally. I do like the ambient wildlife factor. That's fun. Okay, let's drop a bomb. The big bomb. Holy! Okay. So yeah, this is the legacy of Skunny Kart. The true, like, implementation of Skunny Kart is Wacky Wheels, and this is the later remake of Wacky Wheels by an unrelated third party. But yeah, that's the legacy. It's all tied up together. Oh, they have reduced the lap count down to 4. So still not 3. Or as I said before, maybe my favorite Mario Kart Tour, has 2 lap races just to keep the thing snappy. That boost is kind of wild. A little disorienting, in fact. Well, I don't know how much of this I wanted to play. It was really just a little brief showcase of Wacky Wheels and its remake here, just for a bit of comparison. We're really here for Skunny, but you can't ignore Wacky Wheels if you're talking about Skunny Kart. You really can't. We must acknowledge it, and I showed a bit of footage of it, even if it wasn't ideal, with all the stuttering. Stupid Internet Archive DOSBox. I don't know what was wrong with that. Skunny is highly intertextual. Exactly. See, you get it. Okay. And like a bear. They added a bear. They could have added something more interesting. I feel like Skunny Kart's animal choices are a bit more interesting because they're more unusual. Like a tiger, a raccoon. They're kind of normal. Skunny Kart had an octopus and a giraffe and stuff. I feel like they had more interesting choices in Skunny Kart. Alright, but I think we're done for today. Okay. So yeah, that was a big stream. We played most of Skunny Kart. Yeah, Gibbon was a fan of the hunched over giraffe. Yeah, it was really fun. Let's go back to this page and go back to that comparison now that we've sort of seen both. It's not exactly the same, but you can see where elements of the prototype's course design were reused in Skunny Kart or in Wacky Wheels. But yeah, the characters. This is the Wacky Kart prototype, the Wacky Wheels at Apogee, and Skunny Kart's reskins, which, yeah, they don't look quite as good as the Wacky Wheels ones. The panda became the hippo, the camel became the giraffe, the moose became the duck, quite different, the pelican became the dragon, the shark became the ladybird, the raccoon was Skunny, the elephant turned into an octopus, and the tiger was the crocodile. Which we didn't see much of as a player, but yeah, fascinating. Utterly fascinating. Cool. All right. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks very much. Yeah, hope you enjoyed that. We're going to have a look at this Bubsy clone later. Put that one on the list. But for next time, I've got the final Skunny game lined up. Where is that tab? Here. Skunny Special Edition from 95. So a few years after... Well, actually, no, we found out today that Skunny Kart was released in 1994. So the very next year... yeah, the final Skunny game was released Special Edition. And it's back to platforming, but it might be a little different to the other ones. So we'll look forward to that. Yeah. And then maybe Atari Karts the week after that. I think that's what we're going with. So I'll see you then, and have a good one. Bye.